The most Pythonic way of checking if a value in a dictionary is defined / has zero length. Say I have a dictionary, and I want to check if a key is mapped to a non-empty value. One way of doing this would be the len function. However, one can rely on the semantics of Python and how if an object is defined it evaluates to true and leave out the len call. However, I'm not sure which is more Pythonic. The first feels explicit is better than implicit, however the second feels simple is better than complex. I also wonder if the leaving out the len call could bite me, as the dict I'm working with doesn't necessarily contain strings, but could contain other lenable types, lists, sets, etc. Although, in the former, with the len call, if none gets stored as a value the code will blow up, whereas the non-len version will work as expected, will eval to false. Which version is safer and more Pythonic? Edit, clarifying assumptions. I know the key is in the dictionary, and I know values will be len-able. I also cannot avoid having zero-length values enter the dictionary. Edit number 2, it seems like people are missing the point of my question. I'm not trying to determine the most Pythonic / safest way of checking if a key is present in a dictionary, I'm trying to check if a value has zero length or not.
If you know the key is in the dictionary, use. It is simple, easy to read, and says, if the value tied to key evaluates to true, do something. The important tidbit to know is that container types, dict, list, tuple, str, etc., only evaluate to true if their len is greater than 0. It will also raise a key error if your premise that a key is in midict is violated. All this makes it Pythonic.
Or, in an if statement. If the value not being present is an error case, i.e. you expect it to be there, you should choose solution number 2, i.e. that allows midict key to choose the most efficient definition for being empty. For some objects, such as ones in clusters, determining the actual length is a fairly complicated operation, whereas it's simple to determine whether the object is empty or not. You could also compare to, i.e. midict key, equals, to make your expression abundantly clear. Using len works, but is not as intuitive. In summary, leave it to the tested object to define whether it's empty or not and just cast it to bool.
The title and the first sentence actually express two slightly different questions. For the title question, the most Pythonic way of checking if a value in a dictionary is defined, I'd go with. And for the second question, say I have a dictionary, and I want to check if a key is mapped to a non-empty value, I'd go with. The first part of which checks to see whether key is present in midict, and the second part returns true for all values of key other than false, none, the empty string, the empty dictionary, the empty list and 0.
I'd use a variation of the first option. Any class that provides _len_ can be converted into a boolean directly, see truth value testing, so bool container is the equivalent of bool len container. A length of 0 will become the boolean false while all other lengths will be true. You'll never have a negative length object. Also, the booleans true and false can be printed directly via print, so you don't need the conditional.
From here. In the context of Boolean operations, and also when expressions are used by control flow statements, the following values are interpreted as false, none, numeric 0 of all types, and empty strings and containers including strings, tuples, lists, dictionaries, sets and frozen sets. All other values are interpreted as true. I think it's safe to say that directly evaluating it is your best option, although, as Atfihag said, it's safer to use get instead, as it will protect you from a key error.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.